The point is, and I'll close with this, we, with Allah's help, will acquire all the records from the state. And remember, they've been monitoring us for just decades. They got our records from everywhere, Africa, everywhere. They just got them. Okay. They said, well, we got to redact some of that. We just, well, give us what you want. Then as soon as we get it, we'll say this ain't enough, we want more. Right. But it doesn't make a difference. This is so substantiating that we could prove our case on this stuff almost with no evidence, except what we can remember. That's how concrete this stuff is. Remember redundancy over and over and over and over and over again. We've been talking redundancy for over 10 years. Why? Because over and over, what happens? The pattern of behavior, the pattern of expectation, the pattern is just so clear. So that's what we'll be going over, and we're going to be dealing with our family, our friends, and we're making demands. They ain't making no demands on us. They're just not making no demands on us. So we thank the system for this, what is counter joint comprehensive plan of action. Negro on the world stage. Now, are we on the world stage or not? That's what we got to think of. Are we right here on the world stage? People from Iran, people from everywhere, boom. And so what? Whether CNN or whoever, their job might be to keep it away, but everybody else's job is to keep it in the public's eye. So we have the most famous people from Iranian television, right? Boom. They might not have known what they was doing. They had another idea, some silly idea. It's fine. That's why you don't see us say, no, I won't do that, man. But whatever they want us to do, I just do something else. Almost every time. Yeah, almost every time. Anyway, so we're gonna close out. Are there any questions or any comments? But we're going up in the white man's mind, because the white man has been a bad boy. Yes, he's been a bad boy. He's been a bad boy. That's all you can say. He's not been good. That's all we're saying. And remember, we're not doing this with hatred or malice or anything. Everything we're doing is out of basic goodness. We want to help people. That's what we want to help. And it don't make no difference who they use against us. It's okay. You know, there's a natural law. Like if we down in the weight pile and people keep stacking iron on the bar, okay, if we lift it, we get stronger and stronger. They might get a little bit better from stacking it on, but we get all the experience. We gain the strength. They keep, we're going to stack it on. So that means if the government keep pushing at us and pulling at us and doing this and doing that, we're getting stronger and sharper all the time. The people that's doing it, they're not getting that much smarter. So as you grow and develop, pretty soon, the people that are assisting the system, they're not growing that much. They don't know it, but you blasting away on a rocket ship, and they're looking smaller and smaller and smaller. It's just like the idiots that call on the phone, right? Why you think I don't block them off the phone? I leave it right on the phone so they can keep calling me. If I want to answer, I'll answer. If not, I keep calling, and they just keep showing up that they call, right? And maybe now and then I'll answer, But it doesn't make any difference whether I answer or don't answer. It doesn't have any but. They just keep doing it over and over again. Why? It's all they can do. They don't have nothing else. And they're not pretending like they're at a psychological end game. And I'll close with this for sure. If you look all around the world, boss man didn't blew it. He didn't blew it with his allies, his friends in Canada. Let that count. It's on the 51st day. What are you talking about, man? I mean, what we don't need. Okay, and Mexico, that's their biggest trading partners. And he want all the white folks to help. What's his name? Pompeo is going all around telling all the people about, we don't want you to get on the highway, whatever this stuff is.
Right, yeah.
And China, look, China is so slick. You can't hear the news without that. China's in Abu Dhabi. There's 200,000 Chinese in little old Abu Dhabi. There's millions of Chinese all over Africa now. Millions. The Belt and Road. In other words, boss man is surrounded. You can't do nothing about it. We done chose a winning team. It wouldn't make a difference though, because we're gonna do what we gotta do. With everything that Allah put in our lap, and it's there clean and free. Okay. Are there any questions, any comments? We didn't mean to, any questions, any comments?
A couple comments. Well, someone said, peace, brothers and sisters. A couple salams. Someone said, Imam Musa made the Islamic movement in America unite. Same brother said also, be nice to have you and Sekou on a program together.
Allahu Akbar, that'd be nice.
And
if you can send him a message back, tell him to hook the program.
okay, yeah, I'll reply.
Tell him to hook the program up, and we'll be happy to show up.
All right, let me just reply back to him.
In fact, in the United States, yeah.
Just give me a second here.
Yeah, just tell him to hook the program up and give us a call. Are there any more comments, any questions?
Okay, yeah, there was a brother had a compliment. He said, hold up, I'm sorry, I'm scrolling. Thank you so much, my brother. I forget which part of the talk he said this on, but he said, blessed to have you in my life, brother. This is David Chandler. Something you said must have touched him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's it for Facebook and anything on YouTube. Nothing on YouTube today. Okay. Yeah, so that's. Oh, I did have a question though. So, on the topic of getting organized and building institutions that we need.
Yes.
Because I remember I asked you the question kind of about creating the alternative systems. And it was kind of along the lines of, are we on the hook for instituting those? And you answered that question, yeah, we kind of on the hook for that. Not on the hook, but, we have to do our part on that. But can you speak a little bit to, with building these institutions, Uncle Sam, he's, on a downward trajectory, but he can still, send informants, mess up, sabotage.
Okay,
if you could speak a little bit to some of the strategies we can use to still get stuff done, even with building these,
Okay. We can say this is the fifth cycle.
Yeah.
When we was dealing with 1980, 81, and all of that. Let's call that the second, we can call that the second cycle.
Okay, yeah.
We call that the second cycle because that's a cycle. You could tell how far we had progressed by what we was talking about. Say 81 and all that. Okay. So since that 15-year cycle, 66 to 81, that's about 15 years. Yeah. We had evolved a long way, because by this time we realized there's something special going on. There's something special going on. It's just clearly special, because the road is being cleared by then. All the people that are in the way of movement, they're pulling aside. Maybe Jesse Jackson got 84 and 88 to run for presidency. Dumb stuff like that, Jesse run. But the road is being cleared, especially the Islamic picture. By that time, our brothers up in New York and Mellow Yellow and them, all of those people are, if you say 3, they're in place by then. All of those people are in place. They're acting according to their function. So by 85, we designed a program that would get us up to the stage of strategic management under conditions of repression and strategy. So that was at, let's say, 85 to up in the 85, 95. Yeah, 2005. Let's call that a 20-year period, 15-year period. Yeah. Okay. We knew what we were involved in then. So the period that we used all the way up to past 2000s with all the groups in California that are part of our group, and everybody's there, and we're having demonstrations. It's big. That's what they call big. Right. But to us, we're playing along with the program, because we know they're gonna, like before, if we don't cooperate with them and be a figurehead, they're gonna crash that program. Now, imagine how big that program is. This masjid is full of people. Our other masajid are full of people. They're full of people. They're African Americans, immigrants, everybody, right? Okay. So during that stage, we was coasting along, and we was pretending according to what that time called for. We had adjusted to that. Okay. Now, if we have the 2005 period where up till now, just say up to now, shoot, that's actually 15 years. Technically, we started that in 2002 when we had our last national program here, and the way everybody acted. We went into our mode. Within a certain amount of years, the community had, Abdul Malik had left out there. They had all their different things in Oakland and da-da-da-da-da. And here, we were still going through the media, Deutsche Welle, the press, up there in New York, Hannity, all that, we was going through that. Because they was trying to use that media to destroy us, to make us say something and do stuff, and for us to get arrogant. Yeah, we bad, we don't do this to you white folks. We don't, yeah, like a dumb nigga, like a dumb brother would do. Which, you know, all right. During those times, we made certain lectures, Goliath and his forces, institution building, and all of that for that period. Now, for this period, especially, we're definitely off into it because when you get back into your little physical fitness program, when everything gels, which it's doing right now, we're building new institutions to carry us along this road, just like we did on those other things, to carry us along that road. Part of those institutions are this first stage. This first stage includes fixing up the masjid, fixing up cars, fixing up property, doing all that. That's a part of it. Readjusting our property in California, all that is a part of this first stage within the next couple of years, something like that. That's part of it, okay? But the phase after that, and including this phase, is the moving into, now remember, here's what we're handling. Well, how are we going to get confidence from the immigrant community? Well, when we show them what the government has been doing and the part we've played, they're going to say, those niggas are smart. They got to. If they don't make no, look, what we're accountable for is the execution to the best of our ability to predetermined goals that we believe emanate from the Quran, Hadith, and from the historical process. So, right now, exactly what we're doing right now, confronting our friends, okay, confronting the system, making demands on the systems. Yeah, you've been bad. You've produced this, that, and other, and we're not alone. Like, I tried this stuff in '73. Can you imagine a black person telling the federal court that the police, they did all of this? Of course it was true. But the people, you couldn't stop them from laughing or just being horrified. So, we're right in this early stage is will complete and bring us up back to where we're recognized by the public. We have a standard of excellence. We're a worldwide, let's call it world-class movement. Yeah. That's where we're headed right now. All of the things we're doing and we're talking about, we're actually doing them. When we go to California, actually when we say we're going to confront friends, relatives, and all of that, that is confronting them because they're watching this. Well, somebody is telling them they're not stupid enough to not pay attention. And we know that they're watching because they say certain things that are from privacy, that your so-called best friends, if they say something that only someone that could have seen that in privacy, and they're saying it. It's fine. You don't stop and say, man, how you know that? Just cruise along like you don't even notice. The other thing is, we might be moving out and away from governmental underestimation.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we've been playing with them. For the last 2 cycles, we've been having, okay, put it like this. Malcolm and King, like Malcolm said, we're victims of America. We're not victims. the first go round, 66 to in the 70s, we were victims of the system. The system did anything they wanted to, they did it.
Yeah.
But since we kicked in the 80s, we were not victims.
Right.
We they still doing the same stuff. They still do stuff now, but we're not victims. Because they can't force us to do nothing. They can't make us do nothing. And they can't alter our behavior. You see what I mean? Therefore, a victim means that they can do basically anything they want to you. And they can't do that to us. They can do them, but we respond the way we want to. So, right now, we don't have to worry about infiltrators. There's no way you can have a movement in America without having infiltrators, saboteurs, and all of that. We take that into normal account. We wouldn't even, it's been 2 cycles ago that we even tried to not have that. We ain't even tried to not have. We just say welcome. And are we right? You doggone right we're right, because look where we are. We're at the crossroads between evolving to where we want to go, and Boss Man is at the crossroads to degeneration and dysfunctionalism. He's dysfunctional, not us. Right? We're not dysfunctional. They are dysfunctional, bad. And some of it they playing, and a lot of it they're not playing. They just, hey man, this is real. Okay, so anyway, I hope I answered some of the things. But we're not even going to try to not be infiltrated, not be sabotaged. We have to expect, that's what expectations, we expect certain things to happen, and we expect them to do it in a certain way. We expect it. Okay.
Yeah, one
go ahead.
person did slip in another question while you were answering mine. The brother said, Imam Abdul-Alim Musa, what is going to happen to Africa with the Chinese having taken over their resources?
That is a good question.
Okay.
No, it's a good, very good question, because we have to depend on some of